It's right there. Right there. Look, red light. Red. That means we have begun. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 377 of 10 o'clock. I am MDRLOz. This is Xeno.
Yo.
And we are here to talk about the Warframes. Ooh. We are recording this just after listening, well, a little bit after watching the first dev stream of the year. Ooh.
I like how you're trying to do like the crowd cheering thing, but it's so quiet, it's cutting in and out of the audio. Good job.
Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, we will begin how we begin every episode with some emblems. Let's have a look at some emblems, Xeno.
Yep, there's some emblems.
Aren't really
Wait, look at Discord.
Where are they? Yes, that's up there. Oh wait, is that a rhino in a Hawaiian shirt?
It is a rhino in a Hawaiian shirt.
I don't like the rhino in a Hawaiian shirt.
Fair enough.
Grumpy man.
Huh?
Mine's pretty. I suppose yours is pretty as well.
Yeah, it was a rhino in a Hawaiian shirt.
And it's a Hawaiian in a Hawaiian shirt. Right, I don't know. Hard to say. I can't really see the quality on, because I can't get a big picture of it, how good the helmet is. The helmet looks a bit weird. Also, he's not wearing any pants. Or trousers. Or gloves.
Trying to think of a cartoon character that typically wears
I can't actually
reach
my... Hang on, can I reach my hips? If I lower the... trying to put my hands on my hips with the same pose. No, it's not quite the same, is it?
No.
Like there. No. Oh well.
No.
Ah, that's weird.
Anyway, I'm trying to think.
Yes.
What cartoon characters are there that actually have like t-shirts but no pants?
Top Cat.
There you go. Wait, Top Cat has a vest on. He doesn't. Well, fine, it's same diff. You know, are you shunning Top Cat? I feel you're shunning Top Cat here. I can't believe you lost. Absolutely. Right, but if you wish to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below. Well, you'll find a link to the polls for this week's episode. And if you answer the polls, you'll be entered automatically into a 75 plat giveaway for your platform of choice. And every couple of weeks, that information gets sent off to DE, and, you know, then people will win platinum. Thumbs up. All good. Right. So, should we do the thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if those were thumbs up or you're ready to play on a game console on a control pad. Cool, thumbs up. Right. So moving on.
Thumb up.
What we do every week. We do Dojo Dusting.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything to report with Dojo Dusting this week. Is there?
It's a bit quiet. Yeah.
It is a bit quiet. I don't think. Yeah. Okay. So Dojo Dusting. There ain't no Dojo Dusting. Right. Moving on to how Loz is typing. Ah! Right. This week in Warframe. Well, we're going to glaze over this only because pretty much the whole episode is this week in Warframe. So this week in Warframe, we had DevStream 151, which coincidentally is also the topic. So should we just go straight into the topic?
No, there's something more we can talk about with this week in Warframe. So just to let everyone know, plenty to talk about. Console still has Orphex running for quite a little more time.
We announced that last week.
I know, but you've got to keep people up to date. You've got to know what's going on. What's going on? People might not have realised there's still an operation on consoles, on all consoles, running for, I think, for another week or two. I think it's got left. Yeah, and the Nightwave's going to begin soon with
intermission.
I know that part of the dev stream. Technically part of the dev stream, but I think that kind of stuff is kind of just newsy things to let people know what's going on. But yeah, I think that's about it. There are more points. I suppose.
Fine. The other point is Octavia Prime Access, the 23rd of February.
Yep.
Right, that's another definitive.
See, important point.
I
get it while you can.
Don't think there were any other definitives that were. Oh no! And then there's the Valentine's Day event, which is the 11th to the 23rd.
Yeah, I mean we're going to be coming up on it in the topic, but then people might miss that bit. So you say it here for things that are coming up. And then the last point I would add to that is that I do believe the next big update for Warframe, if you want to know and you've just tuned into this to get a bit of news, is not till March. So if you want to miss out on the Valentine event, there was something else in February as well, wasn't there?
Valentine event, Prime Access,
That's our most in Prime Access, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the actual content, first content, big drop of the year will be in March. So just to let everyone know, there you go. Always aimed to be in March, of course. You know, it might be delayed, but just so people know, oh, maybe I can play another month of Cyberpunk, or maybe I'll have a go at that MMO I've never tried before, or hey, I'll just play some cool Steam games I've got in my list and I haven't played yet, but I know to come back for Warframe for March. It's important we get this news out to people.
Are you reciting my life or something?
I can't do shifty eyes. I don't even have eyes. Oh, God, I don't have eyes. I don't have eyes. No.
Well, you got your face back. So
soon.
Right. Anyway,
Lord and Savior comes through.
Anyway, so now we're going to move on to the topic.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, we're going to move to
topics of the week.
So our topic for this week is DevStream 151. Overall feel, Loz. How did you feel about this dev stream? Just brief.
I would say it was 2 steps, 2.5 steps forward, 1 step back, a hop to the left, and then it fell over drunk.
Yeah, it did fall over drunk at the end.
It fell over drunk.
I will say, though, I was happy to actually see a dev stream because...
Of course.
It's just felt like we've been out of the loop for quite a while now. That, you know, so just getting some information of upcoming stuff, seeing upcoming stuff. It was just nice to see that stuff is coming. You've also got your keyboard still up, by the way. Right, so DevStream Dusting. No, it isn't. I can see your keyboard behind you. There's gone now. Right.
You cheeky keyboard hiding in a screen you're not supposed to.
Right. DevStream Dusting. Tenno Gen Round 20 is closing February 15th. Likely for release of the content alongside March updates. There will be a the Lunar renewal update.
That was it. I knew there was another thing in February.
Which is the yearly update that will bundle a bunch of changes, various parts of the game. This will drop in February. All right. Update 30.
And I noticed they had the Ox, because the next Chinese New Year is the year of the Ox.
Yep. The update 30 announced Call of the Tempestrati? Tempestari.
Naming silly.
I think it's Tempestari. Why would you have 2 eyes at the end? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I know.
What language is that?
Silly.
Is there, apart from probably Welsh, because they put too many characters next to each other, like, is there any language that actually has 2 eyes next to each other? Anyway. That is a genuine question. That is genuine question. I want to know, right?
Okay.
Right.
Sure, something does.
Anyway, this will come with the new Wraith frame, a new quest, and a further Railjack revisit that is in addition to the Corpus nodes, Queen Pin system, and more. Did they mention the Queen Pin system?
I think they mainly mentioned that it was going to be coming with the Corpus stuff. I don't think they really went into it this episode.
Okay. Yeah. The update launches at earliest in March. Scott made a point about wanting to incorporate more core Warframe into the new Railjack content, filling in more of the holes in the system, improving the rewards, bringing the game into a more integrated form and less of a content island. And he did say island himself. Apparently, he wants there to be be missions that you can launch using areas you find in the Railjack. So with Railjack.
Yeah.
So so we presume it's like the original. I think there's 8 mission types. So a sabotage, assassinate, exterminate, so on and so forth. So you drive your Railjack in space. You turn up to the space station or capital ship or whatever. You then have the players get on. You get the idea, right?
Well, yeah, I still have some issues with that. I want to know more about it, because is it that the tricky way of how is this exactly going to run? They said they gave it like a time span. So instead of just going and playing Railjack for 30 minutes and you coming back, they want it to be more like you play 10 minutes of Railjack that gets you to the mission that then you do mission for 20, 30 minutes or something like that. I know the numbers are probably wrong. Is that going to be, though, that you go and the Railjack is still active where people can go and do the mission? In theory, maybe everyone could go do the mission. Or is it that it's sort of you do the Railjack bit and then that literally puts you all 4 into a normal exterminate mission that you wouldn't have been able to access otherwise and nobody can go back to the ship? I hate if the ship just gets parked and that's it. I'm be like, oh, and then you finish the mission. I'm like, this is how I do an exterminate. It's just people will just get annoyed because it just becomes another step to just click on my exterminate mission.
I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I think it's important for them to assess what is the most viable solution. Because even though we may think it's going to be a better idea to have railjack missions alongside exterminate, regular missions, in practice, it might be like, oh no, this was a dumb idea. We don't know, because I mean, if you have both.
You say that, but sorry, you finish your point.
My argument is, if you have both going at the same time, you've got the same number of participants divided amongst the missions, right? If they were willing to go, oh, we'll upscale it to 8 players, or hey, we're gonna have squad link in this as well. Sure, 100%. I see no problem with having it both at the same time. But I do have a genuine concern, though, that if there is this separation of people involved, then, players might go, God, what the hell's taking the exterminate team so fucking long?
But
you see what
otherwise, it just becomes. I do know what you mean, but at the same time, why don't they finally just deliver on the promise that the original thing of Railjack was? So that so you turn up to a Corpus space station. Two to three of the team members go into the ship and do some of the mobile defenses. But then the ship outside can, if the player on the ship does some hacking minigame or something, they use the power of the ship to finish the computational hack of the team and speed it up. Like that was the whole thing, that the players on the ship can. Do you remember the whole thing where like the map turned up and they could disable laser grids and cameras?
Vaguely, yeah.
From the ship,
yeah.
And that was how. So the ship is still involved in what's going on inside.
Yeah,
I mean, we can already instantaneously come back from that mission to the Railjack. So there's no reason why you couldn't do a harder mission where people go do a mobile defense, they go do 2 bits, and then it says, Grenier Galleon has turned up. Quick, we need to, and then it's launching fighters, and then everyone returns to the ship, does the ship mission, then goes back into the mission. That's what I want to see. And then if you shake it up, so sometimes maybe only 2 like a patrol of 2 ships turn up, so the guy on the person on the Railjack can go deal with it. But sometimes everyone needs to come back, or one person needs to come back. Sometimes the person on the Railjack might need to come onto the platform to do something at just the early bit that then leads on to the people who are deeper into the mission because a door's locked behind them or something, but the access code's right at the back and they can't get to it quickly, so that person can do it for them. That's how it should be, weaving it cleverly but simple.
I do think, though, that there needs to be an easy way to jump between them. So obviously we have an easy way right now with teleporting back to the Railjack. I assume you have that intrinsic.
Yeah, well, no, you it's part of the intrinsics.
No, you have to unlock it. Yeah.
But, and then what we could have is a consumable that the team inside the ship could put down. I would call it a teleport homer, but we don't enter ships through teleport, do we, Xeno?
We do with the thingy.
The thingy, exactly. So it could be what's that thing called? Does that have a name?
What?
The gun? You see, it's bugged and I can't use it.
The torpedo tube.
I don't know what it's named. The torpedo tube. Torpedo accuracy aimer marker, and they put that down. And then when you shoot, it'll show a part of the outside where the Railjack has to fly to and shoot the player at, and then that person teleports back to the team.
You know what? This is genuinely what I was thinking. Right?
Yeah.
Apart from the players actually putting something down to say this is how I get back in, I think you should be able to just like put a flag down just before you leave, and it just stays there, right? Until you shoot them back. So
I want it to be a consumable. I like the idea
consumable,
of it being consumable.
100% consumable.
Oh yeah, you can put it down as well, and then teleport back and use it to get back in. Yeah.
But
the enemies will attack it.
I
like the idea of enemies attack it. So
I do like
just
if there's people still there, enemies can attack it.
They won't actively attack it, but like if you so that they won't actively seek it out, but if they see it, they'll shoot it. So you could hide it behind a box or something.
Sure, right. Yeah. So I think
that's what I would hope.
Yeah,
I know we're not getting it.
I think both of us have an invested interest in seeing this integration.
Oh yeah. We're very that's one of my thing about saying that's a step forward is good.
But I'm going to be honest. Right. My expectations are really low. Right. Kind of like what the hedge funds for GameStop.
Stonks. We like the stock.
Sorry. Right, moving on. Right. To help with this, the relays will have a public dry dock to allow players without Dojo dry docks to build their own Railjack and host or join sessions from the relay instead of always having to go to the Dojo. Right. You're welcome to say this, but I'm just going to say I feel this is a step backwards.
This is what I would list as my step backwards. Now, though also, it could be fine as long... Now, they said, don't worry about you people with dojos, we've got you covered or something like that, or they said something alluding to that. But then they made a later comment saying about, when Scott said about covering you, what we mean is these things. And it's nothing important for the dojo. It was things like cosmetics. So I don't... Once again, they always come up with an idea for a dojo, and then it always just ends up in the relay. Now, in some ways, though, I'm fine. If acquiring a Railjack has become a barrier issue to some players, then maybe there is something in this. But at the same time, they still need to come up with some purpose to dojos. There is no purpose to them. Just
maybe there's too much of a resistance for people to join a dojo. Anyway, there will also be updates to intrinsics to include the Necromex in the same way that they include Arcwings, because Orphix Venom will be returning in the form of that is accessible through Railjack. So mechs will need to be usable there. That should be a separate point. Sorry, I just realized that this should be like this. Okay. So that's the Railjack stuff. Next, the Ghoul Saw weapon has been updated. It will be a new melee weapon with its own stance and animations. The animation for the melee combos were previewed during the actual dev stream. There will be more... wait, hold on. I don't know why... Sorry, this... Okay, there will be more dojo updates for easier building, more skyboxes for open space room, and little under the hood updates such as fixing up the progression displays, the ones that read not filled if they include the blueprints for items that are no longer available.
Yeah.
Okay, that's yeah.
Now, this is what the points they said for the we got you covered in the dojo, and it's basically just glorified. It's just a glorified art studio now.
Yeah,
that's all the dojo is.
Yeah.
There's
Prime Access. The next Prime Access will be in February 23rd. The frame will be Octavia Prime, and the weapon will be the Tenora. Sorry, the weapons will be the Tenora Prime, which I'm super excited for, and the Pandero Prime, which I cannot remember. I cannot remember what the Pandero Prime is. I think that might be the one weapon I actually did a weapon review for. I'm not entirely sure. The Prime accessories will include a Shazwin. Shorzin.
Not Shazwin.
I thought it was Shazwin. Anyway, Shorzin that has
guitar.
Yeah, guitar. Has a guitar. That has harp tones in addition to an armor set and Sayandana. Wraith.
I didn't like the Sayandana, I must admit.
Yeah, I didn't like the Sayandana. I don't like a lot
I assume we're going to go through some of the points. And
Wraith, the frame is now named Savagoth. How do you feel about the name?
It was alright.
I love the name. Because I Google searched Savagoth and I couldn't find anything. So I'm like, yes,
nice.
Yes, nice. I like that. I like that stuff. Right. We were shown a preview of the frame in action. The clipping on his model is incredible.
Yes. So, by the way, I was going to say this end, but I think we should. Who is it? Thalian. We've got to thank Thalian for doing these notes for us, haven't we?
Sorry, I should have done that. Yes.
Yes, we should thank Thalian. Right, so we're going to thank Thalian. So me and Thalian were watching this, and I remember at this point, I think Jeff picked up on this, and that it might actually, some of it might actually be a bug.
The primary weapon was going through the body.
Yes, and also the body was sort of like clipping horribly, and it was sort of clicking, and it was looking really bad. So that might be what he's talking about. But the drapes,
yeah,
It's just like they've given up on the idea of clipping. It's just I don't mind. I've given up on caring too much about Trinity Prime, but it's all on the back and things. If you want to look at the front, you look cool. This is just hilarious. Just it's got like double drape, and it just clips through everything. It's just ridiculous. It just seems to. I thought those were going to be rigid. They're not. They're dangly hilariousness. Just
well, they have to be like fabric, otherwise, your arms would just go through them.
But they could be ethereal.
That's a fair point. Got to give it to Loz for that.
It is a wraith.
Yeah, good point. Moving on to the first ability, Reap. Releases a spectre that seeks enemies and follows the aiming cursor. This debuffs the enemies to hit to take bonus damage. Second ability, cast on a single enemy and cause it to take damage over time. This combos with Reap to deal an AoE damage effect based on the health remaining of the enemy. I didn't hear that part, but I can probably believe that. Third ability, Gloom, creates a large AoE centered on Savagoth.
Savagoth. So, got to say it was some effort.
Savagoth.
There we go.
Yeah.
Enemy. You could totally hear that out of Legacy of Kain, couldn't you? No, Savagoth, you will not take the sword.
Yeah, I could totally imagine that. But now you're just insulting Simon Templeman or Michael Bell for pretending that you could be anywhere near their amazing talent as a voice actor.
Well, I wasn't trying to be near them. I was just imagining a random NPC. I couldn't dare even attempt
to be Kain or Raziel. Anyway, right. Actually,
at some point we're going to lose them, and then we can't have any more.
That will be a day I mourn.
Well, until AIs get good enough to just plug in all of their voice, and then we can just duplicate their speech how we want.
Have you heard the Emperor Palpatine? Sorry, I've derailed. Emperor Palpatine speech with Anakin that's been done as Homer. It's scarily good. Right, moving on. Third ability, Gloom, creates a large AoE centered on Savagoth. Enemies in the AoE are slowed, and you gain lifesteal for yourself and all allies. What I think is they get a debuff, and if you kill them, then you get the health. So if there are enemies that are not in the area, they aren't affected. But if they come in the area, they do get affected.
So if an ally is outside the region but shoots an enemy in the region, you'll think they'll get the lifesteal.
Yes, that's what I would imagine. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. It was quite. I know there's one last ability to do, but these abilities so far are quite interesting. But especially that one, it's hard to tell what mods were in this. I mean, like the range is the one that gets me because the range almost looked like
it's massive,
huge.
It was massive.
Fourth ability.
All three abilities charge his meter, which is consumed by using his fourth ability. Fourth ability, Shadow. This leaves the frame. So basically, you become the Reaper Shadow Spectre thing. This leaves the frame behind, and you become a Shadow with its own unique powers. Shadow is a melee form with claws and has three abilities. First ability is a cone of effect that draws enemies in range of your melee. The second ability charges through targets, leeching health from the enemies for your shadow and confusing them. The third ability is a radial version of Reap, which causes enemies to be debuffed for bonus damage. I thought they said that the health went back to the Warframe, not the Shadow.
I did see that. I think it gained shields during that time. I remember watching its health bar, and it did seem to have health.
Right.
It was weird. That lasted for a long time with a full bar.
Well, that's what confuses me, because I would have thought unless they're making it so that you are effectively a second Warframe inside the first one, and
a Warframe inside a Warframe.
Hey, I mean, it's my idea for frickin' ages, but if the Guyver can do it, Warframe can do it. Right. We
put a Guyver
inside another Guyver. Hey, it fucking works. Right. In the demonstration, it was shown that you can leave Savagoth's Gloom ability active while using his 4. and if you die, you can self-revive using his fort. That was his passive, wasn't it? Yeah, so, you just basically, when you die, you become a tombstone, but your shadow is released, and you can just, revive yourself that way. Very MDRLOz, which made me think...
Yes.
Which made me think, will MDRLOz get a little bit of a quality of life update then? If Savagoth can run off and, go revive. Anyway. Savagoth will launch in Update 30 with a quest that will introduce a few things mentioned in previous reveals, like Void Storms. The devs mentioned that this will have an aspect of the Flying Dutchman myth to it. The preview image that looks like a ghostly railjack, right? I don't know.
The bridge has had its front smashed out.
I gotta be honest, I'm not entirely sure. What is the legend of the Flying Dutchman?
No, we'll look that up.
We should look that up. Sorry, I thought
it was a train. Or was that the Flying Scotsman?
You're gonna have to quickly look this up. I'm pausing. All right, we have returned from our research. Loz, what does our research dictate?
His ghost ship.
His ghost ship. There we go. Problem solved. Right.
Sorry, I will point out, as I've just said reading that, I love how people immediately connect the Flying Dutchman with Davy Jones, only because of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, when in reality they're two separate things.
They're two separate legends, yeah.
Yeah, two separate sort of legends.
Right, so...
He's just ghost ship.
So yeah.
That's all his ghost ship.
It looks like that what they're trying to do is properly integrate Savagoth's quest line with actually owning a railjack, which personally I think is better because
definitely
means,
God, this is this kind of thing that railjack needed. See, what do you actually get for your railjack? For your what you get a railjack and go do missions and do loads of missions. You get stuff for the railjack. What else do you get?
Nothing.
There's one weapon, and that's it.
I think it's really important that we do have this direction where we're bringing it back to the main flow path, right? The path, the user journey for Warframe. So I really like this, that we're coming back to it. And I hope that it's going to be more quest-oriented, where you go and board, like, a ghost railjack or whatever.
Well, I like the fact that we're actually seeing more railjacks, because the way when you build the railjack and you do the quest, it's almost as if there's only one railjack really that ever existed that was yours. And they visit some wrecks to go find a viable cephalon or whatever, but then yours is the only one with the bloody finger at the back. If it was the finger was the thing you found, I'd be more impressed. But you
actually
had that.
I really hope
for a bloody cephalon when you've got cephalon bloody in front of you. It's so stupid.
I really hope that you go to this ghost railjack and you see like the casing for that finger like smashed, and there's something there that's sort of like either the finger's like deformed, shriveled up, like grown massively, grown extra fingers off of it.
I'd like grown extra fingers, because then that would allow for them to produce more. Sort of thing. I know it's weird, but it would be really freaky as well. But also would explain that though you do have a finger, they can mass produce them, but they're all part of the original.
I swear they did say that in the
Demos.
The Demos Grandad Adventures into the Void, like
in space and time,
when they shut the door to the void and these fingers are lying on the floor, they're like growing and multiplying and I thought,
were they? I remember that bit apart from the last bit. I don't remember the bit about growing, but maybe you're right.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why they're so massive. But anyway,
that's just growing in size, not making more of themselves.
True,
because otherwise it'd be like, cut the fingers, right? That's it. 10 railjacks. Who wants a railjack? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to think things through.
That's if the man in the wall only has 10 fingers.
Well, yeah, but he's
no. I get exactly. No, I do like the idea.
27 fingers per hand. I think you'd probably mention that more than the cutting of the fingers. Be like, guys, he's got 27 fingers. Also, it'd take a while to count 27 fingers. If I had 27 fingers and I held you in front of you, you'd be like, how many have I got? You wouldn't be like, oh god, look at that, it's 32 fingers.
I just say there's more than 5.
2. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So really like that. Really hope that it kind of answers a few questions in terms of the lore, like the lore implications of different stuff. I do like the fact that the finger at the back of the railjack was kind of tied into the exploration of the void for the first time, but still, it'd be nice to understand. So I really like to see this derelict ship out in space. Right, moving on. Zephyr Deluxe. So Zephyr Deluxe is delayed due to... So I just want to clarify this, actually, because I think our notes are wrong. Zephyr Deluxe was delayed its preview during the dev stream. They were trying to get it available for the dev stream. However, the guy that was trying to render it out couldn't. He was having hardware issues. So... But I think they had every intention of showing off the render today.
I think they said they're going to show it off at like a prime time in a week or so.
Fair enough. There is an additional skin shipping with the bundle. One for your landing craft. I actually really like that. Do you know what it gave me the impression of? The
Wipeout.
Yes! Yeah, the old PlayStation
Apparently,
game, Wipeout.
the person who did the art did some of the art for Wipeout.
What, Liger and Azuka?
Well, that's what Thalian said.
This is news to me.
Yeah, me too. Oh, okay. Well, but still, it's very Wipeout-ish.
It's very, very Wipeout-ish. I'd also say it's also very... Is it Sparrow? The Sparrows from Destiny as well?
A bit, I guess, the base ones, but there's so many different Sparrows.
Yeah. Right. This is in addition to the deluxe. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. That trigger the mic?
Yes, very loudly.
Don't do that.
This is in addition to the deluxe idle animations, deluxe operator outfit, and deluxe UI skin. However, there will also be tweaks to Zephyr. Tailwind, the hover part of Tailwind will be something you can activate anywhere at the cost of energy drain instead of the charge up animation that makes you squat for 3 seconds. And Dive Bomb will do more damage. Airburst, this will have more emphasis on the grouping suck part of the cast as and will be a short duration vortex instead of a single pulse, making it far more reliable for groups of enemies. Tornado, they are reducing the number of funnels to 3, but as compensation, there will be a stronger suck on this ability too. I swear, Thalian's just trying to get me to say suck as many times as possible. Passive.
Well, that's what they were doing on the stream, so.
Yeah, passive. In addition to the low gravity, she will also get increased crit chance while in the air. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. More deluxe skins. So Debbie Sheen has been selected as an artist for 2 new deluxe skins. There'll be one for Revenant coming with a deluxe Nakana skin. I thought it was the Dire Nakana, the two-handed Nakana. I didn't think it was the... Okay. And
I would probably think it is because that's what the original thing shipped with, didn't it?
Did he actually get his...
The original Nakana was supposed to be his, the Dire Nakana was his sort of thing. Came with him. Supposed to.
Yeah.
Originally.
Yeah. Where are we? Sorry. And themed operator cosmetics. Oh, yes, because it had like dragon. It gave me a very Final Fantasy XIV dragon person vibe. The operator cosmetics.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dragon person. Sorry, I was thinking dragon knight. Yes, I know what you mean. Yes, they do.
Yeah. I can't remember.
They have a name.
Yeah, I can't remember what the race is. Like, we should get back to Final Fantasy XIV at some point.
Hey, just tell me one.
Yep. The second one is an Ember Deluxe, which is complementary but contrasting theme. So the idea was that
Moon and the sun or something.
Yeah, Revenant had like moon and night, whereas Ember was sky and sun. So, but that Ember skin. Oh, that Ember skin. The only thing
I like the Ember skin. I didn't like the Revenant skin.
The only thing I really want to know though is, so Revenant seemed to be on like tiptoes, I, however, think that is just a pose, right? I think he will be properly flat-footed. But Ember didn't look like she had feet at all.
I don't really focus on people's feet.
But Zone of the Enders,
Touche, good sir. Touche.
I've got a image from... I'll just link it. So, but it just looks like she doesn't have feet. Yeah?
Oh, it's up there.
So, yes, it's not...
Oh, you are right, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, the Revenant looks like this. I think Valkyria has very similar feet to Revenant.
Yeah, it just looks like he's just posing. Yeah.
Whereas the Ember doesn't. It's sort of Stragio, Trinity Stragio feet.
I mean, Strago.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strago.
That Ember though, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of the current Ember Deluxe, and I almost got annoyed listening to this because I thought we were going to miss out on that Ember Deluxe, and I was like, God damn it! If that's two Ember Deluxe concepts that are really awesome that we don't get. And we get this horrible chicken one. Sorry who made it, but I'm just not a fan of it. I'm sorry. And the same with the Vault.
I thought it was internal.
I don't know.
The new one was
whoever, but still, someone put the effort into making it, and I'm sure
point.
they're a good artist. But I'm just not a fan of it. Same with the Vault. I'm not a fan. That makes it look not as bad, the Revenant. But when you look at it from the right hand side, like the original pose of it, I don't like how the main body is just one color. It just looks like a person wearing things.
To be fair, though, the thing that like really has me invested is actually the back of a character, because that's the side of it you see the most. That's why I didn't like Limbo for the longest time, because his back was just, I am one solid shape.
Yeah, fair. But we've done. Oh, sorry. Have we talked about Prime? Oh yeah, we did Octavia. So we'll have to come back to that when we we'll finish, and then we can go back and talk about things.
Come back. So, yep, Ember. Next Nightwave intermission. Intermission will launch on, but today, but Monday, the 1st of February. So today,
wow.
Rewards will include the previous Nightwave unique rewards, like the Infested Operator skin, but with duplicate protection. That means players receive Nightwave credits instead of duplicate items. Right. Okay. Cool.
That's cool, but it does make me kind of sad that you don't really need to do a Nightwave. You could just do the intermissions. What do you lose out?
Well, the plot. You wouldn't be able to repeat the plot parts. You wouldn't see the.
But I can watch that on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, if you have no interest
but it's so tiny. I could just watch it on YouTube. You don't really get any impact from your character on it or view of it.
No. I get entirely what you mean. I get entirely what you mean. If you've got no interest in doing it, then you're right. Why not do it? But if you missed it or you were taking a break from it, this is an opportunity to come back and do it.
Yeah. No. I have nothing wrong with that. But my problem is more that it's because they're so slow at doing Nightwaves and bringing them out, whatever. And Steve did say that the next Nightwave after this one is just going to be simple and small. It's like, yes, that's what they should be. Yeah. They should be simple, small, and you do more in a year. I wouldn't mind if it literally, because they take so long to do them and they do so few, it literally is Nightwave 1, Intermission 1, and I think Intermission 1, I can't remember what rewards of Intermission 1 had. I don't think it had like Nightwave 1's rewards.
No, I don't think.
But then we went into Nightwave 2, Intermission 2, and Intermission 2 gave Nightwave 1's rewards, and then we're into Nightwave 3, and now the intermission after Nightwave 3 gives Nightwave 2's rewards, and so then we're going to have Nightwave 4, and then the intermission is going to give Nightwave 3 rewards. It's just, I just wish it was like there was a little bit of delay that, that every other night, they should be so quick that it was only every other Nightwave gave more rewards, so the time between the rewards and the new stuff coming out gets longer, but you will still get it if you just wait. It just guts it even more. It just annoys me. Just annoys me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just having a look. So the first intermission was from June 12th to July 5th. Right? So it was only like, it was less than a month. Right?
Yeah.
But the second intermission,
yeah, this is hilarious,
was October 21st to May 3rd. right? It was Mahusiv.
That was that. We should have by Christmas. It should have been then. But everything was on Railjack. I think for that one, wasn't it?
That yes.
Yes, all development was on Railjack, and I don't get why they can't develop two. They should be like, if this is how they're doing it, they should be able to develop two Nightwaves simultaneously. One, the small Nightwave, one, the complex Nightwave, and thus because they're developing them simultaneously. If they need to pull people off for the big project, the small one can still just finish, and they can just keep producing those. Like tiny projects, doesn't even have to be a big thing, doesn't even have to have much of a theme, just give us some plot. If it's
personally I feel that the Nightwaves should always be small, right? It's like maybe keep the Nightwaves small for the time being and then go do the complicated, when you've boiled down small Nightwaves to a T, then look to do big Nightwaves later, right?
Get to the point you're so good at doing the small Nightwaves that you've got 3 ready in the bank with the lore outlined, any like voice lines that are needed for them, and if they do need custom stuff, it's basically done, and you've got 3 ready to go in the bank, and then go, right, okay, we're going to produce a big one, and if that gets laid, well, we can just easily keep the thing going, and you've got 3 built up. You can go give that one out. It's got several months, and intermission, then second come out for your time to finish a big one.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely. And I think one of the important things is, like, I don't think is constantly pushing out content more important, or is always upping the game really important? I think it depends.
Both are important. Both are important.
No, you're right. Both are important. But when we're talking about in the context of Nightwave, like
both not you shouldn't. That's wrong. I don't think you should think of it that in context of Nightwave, because Nightwave is supposed to fill the role of the constant content, so that other pieces of content can be done in the background to fill the other role.
But that's my point.
Because of the content creep and scope creep of their idea for Nightwave, they can't seem to separate in their minds. This is Nightwave. This is just small, quick content with its own little small scope. Instead, that like this last Nightwave, they're like, oh, it's going to have a super boss at the end that's going to be completely different, and it's going to be this cool story where we have this game mode where you have to hunt things down, and it's going to have all these extra voice lines and things. Like, how long is that going to take to make?
I mean,
it's just supposed to be small stories.
But that is what I'm saying. Like, is it more important to keep it simple, stupid, right? In order to get it out rather than actually constantly expanding upon it? Because I'd rather, so with a system like the open world, I think it's more important to constantly iterate upon it rather than just copy paste what the last one was and get it out the door. Right. But with Nightwave, because it's supposed to be this short-lived push of content, I really feel that it should be just keep it simple. Just do what you did last week.
Well, no, that they do need some new things, which is things like some cosmetic rewards and a small story. But the stories should be kept small in scale. Like literally, there should be you could have a running theme between between Nightwaves about hunting down different special forces units of the Grineer. Each one can have a name, its own skin, and just some name dudes. They've already got the thralls, the lich system to make the equivalent of name characters. They're so cosmetically different. They can easily just produce a lich or even a team of liches. It's like there's a little team of liches. Give them some names. Like, do you remember the Destiny expansion Forsaken when there was those people, the team of people was released in the prison?
Yeah.
We thought it was cool, but we did it all in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't actually that much depth to it. Just have that. Just make 5 liches and call them give them their own different color scheme, different from different liches, and put them in head of the. I mean, we had the Night Watch, if you remember those. They were a Grineer Special Forces team. Just come up with a whole host of Grineer Special Forces team, and then it just links as a running story between them. And then there's an overarching bad guy that you'll have 3 Nightwaves from now, who is the big mastermind of Grineer Special Forces. By the way, it's Ruck. No, something like that. You could have like jokes like that, and like who is the mysterious figure guiding all these different special forces, and you can have this like running story about them. But then each Nightwave is literally just some. What is a Nightwave? Basically, some people turn up to give you rep. Well, that's not special. I mean, we need to make cool glass animation for them. No, just have Grineer special forces, a new skin. Make this one purple and green. I don't know. There we go. Job done. Evangelion colors, right? And then they need a bit of a big bag. And okay, sometimes they turn up in your mission, sometimes they turn up like a lich. Maybe it could be used the lich system. That this one you have to, at the end, you just fight it like a special lich. Repurpose the lich system for a special lich ending of the Nightwave. There we go. Zero content. Sorry, it's very limited development time. Just a few bit of audio lines. There we go. Right, and have that a couple of times, a little variation, and then have the big one you save up to make the big Nightwave 6 Nightwaves from now. You do them quicker.
Tell you what you could do. Everything you've just done, right? Everything you've just said. But one thing you could do for like a plot element, right, is you could make the sort of Kuva variations of the bosses. So it'd still work on the Kuva Lich system, but you effectively get like Sargus Ruck's head. So you can say Tilrogor, mad scientist, he's doing some experimentation with cloning the bosses with the Kuva Larveling something. And basically you go, oh yeah, Sargus Ruck doesn't function like the same boss fight, functions just like the Lich system, but all you bloody do is just give Sargus Ruck some dialogue lines. Yeah?
Yeah.
And there you go, right?
And a recolor.
Oh yeah, no, totally a recolor, right?
Yeah,
so it's like, using the Kuva Lich body system, but you just slap his head on top.
Maybe his forearm or something. Yeah, just something small. Not you keep it small though. You keep it small. You keep it tight. You don't go, oh yeah, but wouldn't it be cool if we had a different backpack and a different chest and a different this and a different this and this one's tall and this one's no small scope.
But another big thing is you could simply take the additions that you add to this, like the really subtle additions to the bodies and things, and you can throw it at the Kuva Lich system afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So you're right. So then the content feeds the other content. So the content you've made enables you to quickly produce this piece of content. And when that content is done, the additions you've made allow you to expand the system it came from.
Yeah.
By small increments, but still make something feel new. But there was one point I was thinking about that I want to tell you about why we should be having quicker Nightwaves. Is I often compare Warframe to other long-running MMO-style games. Sure. And most of them use the World of Warcraft model where they reset you every expansion, to the point that your gear's useless, you have to get on gear. They even now get to the point that they reset your bloody levels. So I'm now a level 120. No, you're not. You're level 50, get back to 60. I already did these numbers. And people still keep playing it because people like to see that progress. Nightwave's the same. I'm working through my Nightwave levels. I'll get level 5 tomorrow. Next week I'll be able to push 2 more levels. It's that sense of progression. And by giving more Nightwaves, you get to feel that. I cannot be, you're feeling, I'm almost at that reward. But when it's just like, once you get to 30, you just get tokens. Whoop-dee-doo.
You could do like sort of a pseudo seasonal thing. You don't start your character from scratch. I always hate that when it comes to seasonal stuff. But what you could do is say that your character, when it's encountering these, let's say, this one breed of infested, your character has effectively a negative 95% damage debuff. Right? Or 95% damage reduction, right? And then as you go through the Nightwave, you actually improve and you're able to overcome this limiting factor and you're able to fight those infested as you do normal infested. It only exists for the duration of the Nightwave, but it actually gives you something to do, something to push back on. Do you know what I mean?
I see what you're trying to get at, and so I think what you'd have to do is let's put a special asteroid in a solar system for a bit, and these are special weird infested covered in special spores, and they affect your damage output or whatever. So at first you're only able to do 5% of your current damage, but as you progress through the Nightwave, you build up your immunity or whatever, and allows you to complete more modes on the map, on their map.
Yeah.
That's another way of doing it. Yeah, but the reason why I feel we need these kind of things is because Warframe doesn't use that classic expansion system of wiping everything. Warframe never wipes anything. It just gives you more avenues to work on, which don't always fit the bill, because you always want to go back to that core Warframe feel, and you've made that progress. You want it to feel important. And that's why I think more Night Waves, or I hoped a Night Wave was going to be the thing of, giving us more times to and cool cosmetics every time to get is what we want. Want to feel like you're getting something cool and special, even something simple, but just working towards it.
But I think the biggest problem, and I think you'll agree with me, this is, as you said, scope creep. They want to bring the Nightwave stuff into...
As you were saying, bigger and better each time, yeah.
Yeah, don't bigger and better. Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
We're big on those Nightwaves.
We were.
Guys and girls.
So, last 2 points. So,
well, we're going to go back to things in a minute. But anyway.
Fair enough. But last 2 points that we haven't covered is Star Days. This will be a Valentine event hosted in Fortuna by the Ticker. This is apparently going to be on the same line as the Knights of Nabarus event. The one that was purely a themed shop with a cosmetic that told you a spooky story. Ticker will have new cosmetics available for debt bonds, including a new ephemera that looks like angel wings. Right? Anything you want to jump on there, or do you want to come back to it? Do you want to put your keyboard away, by the way? Thank you. Right, okay. And then... do you want to hang on this one?
Fucking angel wings.
Fucking butterfly wings!
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, I moved on for it. At least the butterfly wings have a little bit that they look a bit weird and wonky and not...
No, they don't!
Butterfly. Well, they're attached to your back as a sign-downer and they move a bit and it's weird. But this is literally just like, have some angel wings.
They're exactly the same.
To me, part of me worries it strikes a little bit desperate. It's huge and in your face. Like, the game has resisted most... Yeah, I know the butterfly wings, but that were a Tenno gen, and it's like, okay, but that at least they could say they're getting real money for it. So I'm like, okay, fine. This is just a thing on a vendor, and I'm like, wow, that's just going to be permanently in the game. Like, where did the storm cloud above people's heads come from?
I haven't got a fucking clue, dude.
No, me neither. I saw that. I was recording my background, and there's loads of people with it. I'm like, is
that an ephemera?
Must be an ephemera, but I don't know where it came from. Like, oh wow, I thought maybe it was like a themed one or something. And I worry that they're just too tongue in cheek, and we're heading in this game's going to be Fortnite by the end of the year at this rate.
I don't think it can be that bad. I mean, Fortnite.
Thanos dancing on Fortuna.
Have you not seen half the new stuff?
Huh?
Okay, let's not dwell on that.
Well, for Fortnite new stuff.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen no Fortnite stuff.
Oh my god, they got like the Mandalorian. They got like Mystique. They've got, freaking Iron Man, Thor. They got Kratos. They got like loads of different, just pulling it in left and right. Anyway, regardless of that, where the hell are we?
Stats.
Right, stats. Okay. Warframe now has a website-based interactive stat view of 2020 for all the stats relating to the usage of frames and weapons based on the platform, mastery rank, combination, combined totals, and so on. There is an interesting heat map section showing you what mastery ranks a frame is mostly being used by. So I kind of would have liked them to elaborate on the stats during the episode, but I'm a stats nerd, so...
I think seeing as they're giving it to people to look at, it's just, you just go look at it yourself, Yeah. You can do what you want with it.
I gotta say, I kind of want you to turn around right now and actually turn to the person with the storm on their head and say, "You! Stop it!" They've gone now. They've gone now.
Wherever you are, go away.
They went to the left.
You too, Konzu.
Konzu's to the left.
Oh, because you flipped it, haven't you? Yeah, Konzu. You Stop that lunch. At one point, a Vault will turn up and just stays there for like 5 minutes.
Well, there's an Octavia next to you right now.
Which was I? Go. Look at that.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about anything you want to. Anything you want to talk about specifically?
Oh, the Octavia.
Yeah.
That got kind of leaked. We skipped ahead. I didn't notice. What did you think of it?
In what sense? Like aesthetically?
I honestly, when they loaded in, I thought this is just normal Octavia, and now they're going to show us the Prime.
No, I
went, oh, wait a minute, that's the Prime.
No, I could tell that it was the Prime. I could tell it was the Prime. They were.
Well, it's got a digitally thing going down the middle. It's got a few things on the legs. Its head, instead of being a pluff, is just the reeds of the music sheet style stuff.
Yeah.
How is this? This seems to be lazy Prime time.
Yeah, like, but I don't know. There are several Primes that are like that, though.
I was shocked. I was really underwhelmed by it.
No, I do.
Primes are becoming bigger and better when you compare it to some of the other ones. Like I saw an Ash Prime today as well, and I thought, wow, look at that, with the massive difference in the shoulder pads and the helmet and the chest, and it just looks so different. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that's Ash Prime. I forgot how good it looked. Then I looked at that and went, oh yes, that's Octavia. When are they going to bring out Octavia Prime? That's Octavia Prime?
Yeah.
Really? I was really underwhelmed. And the fact that I know it's got the Mandicord on the arm, but it didn't look... I mean, I have to have them side by side and go, oh yeah, now I can see the detail of the Prime, and I bet it would look good. But just as an initial look, I wasn't wowed by it. My brain just went, oh, that's Octavia. Not, wow, look at Octavia Prime.
I do have to ask you though, is that because you're not typically wowed by Octavia?
No, I like Octavia. I think it's really cool. But the points they had didn't leap. I mean, maybe my brain just hasn't seen Octavia that much, a lot. It's not a frame I play a lot, but my brain didn't instantly go, wow, look at the difference there. Like, I feel that maybe that if this is the trend they're going, it's more that they're going in the favor of more of the premium skins are going to be the important, cool looking things. No, and the Primes are just going to go back to the Excalibur Prime, some gold trim on your arms.
No,
in your fingertips. That's all you get.
I do think that, I don't know, it's just, I've never liked the aesthetic. Yeah, no, I see it.
Very important gold, this. Very important.
I do get where you're coming from. I do think that the primed emphasis on Octavia is quite subtle, but I could quite readily spot the differences with...
but the thing is, I bet you could probably color Octavia. And if you use the right colors, Octavia Prime, you wouldn't notice that it's the Prime, and you could probably make the Octavia look like the Prime.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing with like Nova and stuff.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
What?
Yeah,
the helmet
Nova
is completely different. It has the vents on the back that open up.
Okay.
It has vents.
Fine.
Fucking vents.
But the body... I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there is more of a difference with Nova and Nova Prime than there is with...
the head has vents, doesn't it? Yeah, the head has
cool, it has flaps.
Cool vents.
Yeah,
exactly. See? What does it... But the thing is, I saw an Octavia when I was recording that. I actually went to Valis again and started recording it. I saw an Octavia because let's have a look at that. And the helmet looks like the same helmet, just this one has a digital strip at the top, whereas the normal had 3 paper strips.
I don't know.
It's just, I mean, maybe it's because COVID. I think maybe that might have been reducing. Oh, what have I done? Might be a factor.
Yeah. But Savagoth. Yeah. I mean, come on, Savagoth. You pick your key thoughts up.
Disappointed.
You're disappointed in Savagoth?
Yeah, the helmet.
Really? I loved it.
I'm totally expecting memes of a preppy Warframe in a big ascot with a t-shirt draped over his shoulders, or a jumper.
I was expecting you to say like an aircraft carrier for his head.
No. It just looks like a preppy person with a jumper that should be tied around their waist, just like draped over their shoulders.
I disagree with that, but okay.
That's how I felt.
Okay.
I mean, you couldn't get a good look at it, obviously, in the ghost form and things, but...
Not only that, but the lighting was kind of bad.
I thought they were supposed to come off. Because we saw pictures of it.
Maybe it didn't have it can.
It doesn't. No, I was watching the whole time for that.
No. Maybe you could just take it off as an auxiliary cosmetic.
Maybe, I don't know, but because it's the ghost, or that's the ghost that you shoot off, or has all the danglies and things. Was my feel of it. So I don't think you can just take it off. I think you like launch it, but it's still on you. I thought it was going to be like a chroma feel where it like throws it off and the ghost goes blah, 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 and it comes back. But no.
So when it went into shadow mode, it was still on the body.
Yeah, I think the body just stood there. I didn't even see it do anything. That might be placeholder though. Might be placeholder. We'll have to
maybe you should raise it on the forums and say like, I think it would be really cool if the shroud or whatever came off.
At this point, if it's already been rigged, it's unlikely that it's probably going to be baked in.
But but the thing is, if it's an auxiliary thing that all it needs to do is just disappear when you hit this button.
I think the best solution in this day and age is I would say you wait for the premium skin.
Fair enough then.
It's to be wait for the premium skin.
Right, I feel we're done with this topic. Is there anything else you want to highlight?
Yeah, I want to bring back to that. So, I would say I would like to have a bit more overview. How this is our first dev stream of the year, and I guess the way it's going to work now is probably every 4th 10 o'clock is going to be talking about dev stream, because that's hopefully how they're going to run it, which should be good, I think, because it'll allow them more time to get some cool information together before they show it. So yes. So that's probably, just letting everyone know, that's probably going to be the format for every 4th 10 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Fair enough. How do you feel, though, about looking ahead for 2020? That was one of the... Sorry, I was trying to remember. I knew there was a point I was going to bring up. There was something I felt that wasn't mentioned at all in this.
Green pin system?
Nope. Because that was mentioned before Christmas. So they didn't mention that. Nope.
They didn't. I don't know what.
They didn't say... I didn't hear anyway. Whether or not, yes or no, they're considering TennoCon for this year.
Yeah, but they didn't do that until like it was like mid to
late
February.
They normally announce that it will happen in the first stream of the year, sort of by now, and it's
They did that for 2017, 18, and 19.
20, what? Only for 17, 18, and 19.
No, but 2020 they didn't announce it until like mid to late February, because then we booked our tickets immediately, and then the week after, well, the dev stream after, they cancelled the event and went digital only, and we're like, well, shit, we still got our flights. Yeah, no, last year they didn't announce it until really, really late. And I imagine, what are you doing with your arm? Your arms are spazzing the hell out.
Goodness, I've got the knuckles just underneath my hands, and I'm just wobbling them.
Okay. Anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear about TennoCon until again the end of February, or maybe even March. But I mean, like,
it'll be interesting.
We've spoken about it, because we're looking to still be in lockdown until like May.
Possibly,
yeah. So,
but there's lockdown, and there's able to leave and enter Canada, and there might be still a 2-week delay on entering Canada from outside.
Yeah, which will be fucking fun.
Yeah.
I can so easily imagine, like, okay, guys, we're gonna go to Canada, and I'm gonna work for the first 2 weeks. Then I'll be on holiday.
I mean, I guess if I say I haven't used any of my holiday this year, so I literally could have multiple weeks off, and I could just book 2 weeks off in Canada. Yeah. You know what? I've got the days to do that.
No, I mean, I can't. Sorry, random tangent, but obviously we're just digressing into this. I can't actually book I can't book more than 2 weeks off for holiday time. But what I can do is say, right, I'm going to Canada, and I'll be working
that's
from
what
Canada,
I assume you were going to say.
Right? Yeah. And then I'll have my holiday, and then I'll come back.
Yeah, and I imagine if we probably book ourselves into some cheap B&B or whatever that has an internet connection for you, and then we can just like Drew sits and works at the desk, and we just sit in a cupboard and wait.
Yeah, so I don't really want to work on what's called bloody Mac.
Yep.
Hate that. Right.
But anyway, I thought it was an interesting point, because
I
don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I would have thought earliest February, because I think they're just going to want to hold off as much as they can.
Yeah. But these things, you can't just do them at the last minute.
No, you're perfectly right. But I think they want to hold off as long as they physically can. So if it's a case of the longest that they can wait is end of March, then they'll probably go for it. But it's like, well, you know, the expectation is that if we go end of March, and we still can't book the venue or anything like that because we're still in lockdown, then the event won't happen. You know?
Yeah.
So, fair point, but anyway. Right, so that's it for the top. I never put up the thing, did I? I never hit the topic thing. Oh, I feel like a spoon now. Not bad.
A spoon?
I feel like a spoon now.
Why would one feel like a spoon?
Because I'm a blunt instrument used for eating ice cream. I forgot to hit the topic thing. Right, moving on. Right, moving on to the graphs. So we've been at this for an hour talking about the dev stream. Let's talk about the graphs. Right. You ready?
Well, you get going.
Cool, I'm going to get going. So our first graph for this week, who wants to bet people have voted, and as a result of, got my numbers completely wrong. So the first thing we asked was, which necromech do you prefer? So Voidrig, Bone Widow, or no opinion, right? 30% said that they had no opinion, 35% said Bone Widow, and 35% said Voidrig. Fairly even across the board, to be fair. Which do you prefer?
Wait, which question are we doing?
Which necromech do you prefer?
Oh, that's not in the order here.
Is it not?
No. That's the bottom one. Right, got it. Yeah.
Don't know why it's the bottom one. Sorry, my bad. Right. Yeah, so which one?
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
The Voidrig, but only because I spend most time on it. I need still more on my Bone Widow.
But the second graph is, did you encounter any elitism during Orphic's Venom? Right?
Yep.
19% said yes. 33% said they're on console and they're still playing it. And 48% said no. Right?
Again, it's going to be a small batch of people that ruin it for everyone, sadly.
Unfortunately. The third question was, do you feel DE need to facilitate a matchmaking method for people trying to get top scores? 48% said yes, and 52% said no. Right? I think that's too close to call it, and they should just do it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Based on our community's numbers. Right? The fourth question was, how do you feel about statements like, if someone's playing Bone Widow, just quit the mission? 0% said positive, 5% said no opinion, 14% said neutral, and 81% said negative. Which I'm kind of happy to hear that.
How do you feel about negative? Yeah, I'm a negative.
Yeah.
I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a line to be drawn. I get you with it, between people can't just go, I'm going to try and I want to get a score of 21,000 on this event just using the Rentamag, and that should be viable. Just let people run what they want.
Yeah.
Like if people bringing a toothpick to a machine gun fight, fair enough. Yeah, you can moan at them. But when some people are bringing machine guns and some people have brought hammers with nails on it, at least they can kill someone. It's just not as efficient.
Right. And then our last question was, should DE allow necromechs for all mission? 0% said no, keep them on the open world. 14% said that they didn't care. 38% said only designated nodes. And 48% said yes, all missions.
I'm on all missions at this point. I'm all in on necromechs.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm only on designated nodes. I don't want to see them everywhere, because otherwise it's just like, what was that Warframe thing that you used to have? Why
what are you talking about?
Big stonking robots. You not got get your big stonking robot out, Loz.
Yeah.
Right.
What is this archaic device you're talking of? A Warframe? A Warframe?
A war farm?
A war fart?
A wet
Don't know
fart.
what that is.
Sorry.
A wet fart.
Right. Okay, so that's it for the graphs from last week, and we're now going to move on to the supporter questions. Do you want me to do this part because you're the one doing the reading? No? Loz is having too much typing.
It's like shooting guns.
So he has to type it like one finger at a time.
Cypher XV or Cypher 15. What do you feel has been the most impactful, positive and negative, content drop Warframe has done since its inception?
Wait, is that positive and negative? Or
yeah. What's been the most impactful positive and the most impactful negative content drop Warframe has had since its inception?
Oh.
Positive, Second Dream.
No.
Wait, God,
sorry, are we talking personally?
Yeah.
Oh,
positive, Second Dream. Negative, okay. I love it, but it's going to be Railjack. I just don't think the community... I love Railjack, and I want more of it. I don't think people appreciated that one bit. What was released as a content drop.
Positive, War Within.
It's not. Remember, it's not positive for your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. It's impactfulness. The most positive, impactful release, and the most impactful negative release, in your opinion, on the game, not on your fifis.
Oh, then it's fucking oh God, the name of the damn Plains of Eidolon is the most positive, impactful.
Mm-hmm.
And most negative impact, yeah, Railjack. There's hands down, no, it's Railjack.
Yeah, the pitch was huge. The expectation was too high, and the content released at launch was sub. What's the term you get that very clever term you use? That's the one. I think it was sub.
It's just minimum
viable.
It's just minimum product.
I don't think it even reached that. I think it was sub. I do not think it was a complete system.
No. Minimum viable, right?
Oh yeah,
indicates a complete system. Minimum product means that it's not a complete system, right? It's just like it is literally just the bone. There's no meat, muscle, sinew, whatever. There's nothing on it.
There is a shape of a thing which is doing something, but it is not actually achieving what is viable. But
just to say, we are both excited for additions to Railjack.
Oh, tantalizingly so. I'm going to find some time this weekend, squeeze in some fun Railjack just to do Railjack. I enjoy doing Railjack. The problem is, I remember Scott, I think it was around this time last year when he had that talk with Brozime, that thing, and they asked, when are we going to get content for it? And they said they wanted to make and Scott did say he wanted to get the foundations of Railjack to be optimal. And then they did have that pass of loads of things, which improved it greatly. And then they didn't do anything with it for the rest of the year. And now they're finally going, oh, well, yeah, now the things... I suppose maybe they're producing the content for the rest of the year. I mean, now they're going to release the content on it.
Do you remember that they've actually had a huge shift in paradigm?
Workflow.
They're no longer under the Yaoyu. They're now under Tencent. Stupid cloud. Tell that... is that a Mirage or a Harrow? Tell them off.
What? Which
you're right.
Where?
To your right. No, that's your left.
What, this side?
No, you're right. There, yeah.
Over there?
Yeah, tell them off.
Go away.
Yeah.
Go away. Sorry. What are you doing? Terrible fashion frame. Look at that.
What the hell's the cloud from?
What are you doing? Are they gone?
No.
Go away. No one likes you. Go away.
Anyway, come back. It's like enough derailment.
Don't worry, they'll be back. It's a loop of 31 minutes.
Right. So what's the next question?
Prophet of Turbulence. What did you think of the updates on Zephyr Deluxe and Operator Deluxe outfit that's coming with it? I don't think they showed the Operator Deluxe. After seeing the previous dev streams, what's your take on the new frame Wraith?
So these questions were asked before we record. So before the dev stream actually happened. So I do like the design of Zephyr Deluxe, but I mean, we can't. I really want to hold judgment until the thing comes out. And Wraith, I actually quite like the look of Wraith, especially the abilities. The abilities are something that like really speak to me as a player. Like they're very close to Wisp's abilities, how they're supportive in the gunplay, rather than some of the other Warframes, which is just like, no, it's just you deal damage with the abilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more? Are you gonna say anything?
No. Drugal asks, what do you think about some new type of Xmas units that disable types of mods like ability strength or ability efficiency mods instead of energy drain?
I quite like that idea, but you'd have to make it really clearly obvious that they exist.
What, like Scrambus?
No, you don't have to go to that extent, but it's like you couldn't make it look like your regular unit. So some of the parasitic Xmas, they're like, instead of being the normal teal charger, they're like a black charger instead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just talking things like that. So it's like little aesthetic changes to indicate that maybe it's got a circle on the floor, or maybe there's a small tether that's pointing to you, or just something to indicate that this thing is in the area. So you don't.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about.
Okay. Question for Loz. What is it about my questions that always seems to remind you to ask everyone to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it if they can? Well, I just think that they're just written so nicely. That's why. I'm not a talking monkey that just reads what's ever on my teleprompter.
That written there?
No, but it should be.
Right.
Devaro asks, a paper plate or a styrofoam bowl?
Paper plate?
Styrofoam bowl. Then you can wear it as a hat.
Why am I wearing... I got baseball hats.
Can't wear your paper plate as a hat now, can you?
But why would I try and wear it as a hat?
'Cause you're on a desert island.
Why? When did the desert island appear? Hold on.
You have to read the subtext of the
How
question.
on earth did I arrive on a desert island with either a paper plate or a styrofoam bowl, but not a hat?
No, you see, because the plane crashed and then all the stuff on the plane went out, and as you were swimming by, you could see the island, and you see on your left is a pack of paper plates, on the right is a pack of styrofoam bowls, and you can grab one of them on your route to the island. So which one do you grab?
In that situation, I mean, like, would either survive the water?
Styrofoam bowls? No styrofoam.
Fair enough. I'd probably go for the styrofoam bowls then.
Okay. Well, I put them in a plastic wrap, so you can grab several paper plates, and they're a perfectly sealed paper package. They fell out of the plane. You see in there.
But okay, so what? What do I? Am I able to eat? Like, is there food on this deserted island, or am I stuck with the nutrition from
food?
Oh, this is.
But which would you save? The paper plates or a styrofoam bowl? That's the one choice you've got.
Paper plate.
Paper.
Stop making this fucking weird, Loz.
Read the subtext. For those taking a break from Warframe, which is the better virtue, patience or patience?
Yes.
Patience or patience? Patience. P-A-T-I-E-N-C.
Is one of them to be patient and one of them is to be a patient?
No, one's patience, comma, or patience. And the only difference is the second patience has no capital P and a question mark at the end. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's what I can do. Put my arms down. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, gotta.
Are we done with the supporter questions?
I've moved my camera to the front, so now I realise that what I can do is I can just put my arms down. I'm forever like this, and I'm worried that I look weird that I'm just like my arms on the armrests. But I realise I can look normal and just relax and just put my arms down. Yeah, that's it for the supporter questions.
Right, should we move on to the community responses? I'll take the time.
Hey. Okay. Oh, damn it. So JJ24 did actually do a reply to one of the supporter graphs, and I forgot to mention it. So it was his reply to, do you feel DE needs to facilitate a matchmaking method for people trying to get the top score?
Yep.
So yes, I think a party finder board is long overdue. The period when isolation vaults needed multiple vaults to reach the final tier caused a bunch of conflict with differing goals. someone might leave during a tier 1 when someone wanted to do a tier 3. The difference between a 1-hour endurance run and the leaving in 20 minutes is vast enough to warrant a party finder. Gotta look so much better when I just have one arm relaxed instead of just both arms. Yeah. Let's put one down. Chill. Yeah.
Next.
Sorry. Pablo's World. Oh, thank you very much on this Pablo's World. I really like this one. I hope you like this as well too. Yeah. So, with the mass exodus of all the Warframe content creators that I assume that I used to watch, it says that is, but I assume it's just typos. Sorry. With the mass exodus of all the Warframe content creators that I used to watch, it's always good to have you both staying strong.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Yeah. Though I don't always agree with your points, I respect your points of view and wish y'all continued success. Sometimes I guess it's just cool to say thanks. So thanks. Thank you very much, Pablo's World. So just so everyone knows, and Piflix knows this comment very well. I do try to read every single comment on a video before we record the next one. So if you want to put a comment below, I will read it. It will be read. And maybe I might reply to in the comments below, or I might not, but I'll try my best. And I also might bring some of the comments because I can't do them all because we've got Patreon people who pay for the ability to have a comment read.
Yeah.
But points like this, I do want to read out. Yeah, and I like the fact that there are people out there who don't agree with points. Do let us know of any points you don't agree with, because I find that really interesting, and that's discussion is what it's all about. So, as for staying strong, do you want to give a comment about other Warframe people playing?
I mean, so
I know it's been on your mind.
There has been this huge drive. I mean, a lot of content creators aren't in anywhere near the same boat as Loz and myself. Like, Loz and I have dedicated jobs to keeping our...
We're professionals.
One day we'll let them in on that joke. But we have stable jobs. Like, the only thing that I don't have stable in my life right now is an internet connection. No.
It's like you have a stable internet connection. You have a speedy internet connection.
Sure, stable. I mean, to be fair though, like earlier in the week, I was actually contemplating moving, and just literally a few doors down the road, so I could actually get fiber, right? And I am actually considering doing that because I just can't get it to this building. It's absolutely ridiculous, and everyone's complaining. Oh, well, we can't really do the work because it's quarantine. I'm like, it's already wired up to the cabinet, right? And it only takes one person to do this. There is no reason why you can't do... Anyway. But so a lot of people, a lot of content creators, this is their job. They have to make sure that they're able to make a living. And if the interest is not in Warframe, if the people don't want to see Warframe content, well, these content creators have to follow the crowd. Loz and I have a very strong, relationship with Warframe. Like, we have such passion and drive. I cannot think of another game.
Yeah. You can go. No, I think you're right. You're on a roll.
I cannot think of another game that is developed with such drive and passion, that has such a strong community, that is a PvE game like Warframe.
I can think of some of them. One was like they almost try and do the similar thing. Do you remember Global Agenda?
Yeah.
That was a similar thing, but it just lacked the vision that Warframe had.
Exactly.
That Warframe had the vision as well to actually do something with it and implement it. And though I do feel sometimes they don't hit the mark with their vision, or sometimes their vision's too big, or they just can't get what they want, but they still try, and it's just you can see the creativity in the game, and also the way the devs handle it is the key thing. I mean, I would love to see back to dev streams every 2 weeks, but let's be fair. If they need to do it once a month, they want to do it once a month. But that's what really sold it to me on the game. I was shocked. I was stunned. Like, we're watching the devs talking about their game. These guys made the game, and we're watching them, and we can message them that they made the game, and they'll listen to us. I was like, mind blown.
Yeah, it's
and since then I've only seen games copy them. Let's be fair.
Well, but if they copy them, they only copy them to the most minorest of degrees, right? I'd love to see this sort of like drive and ambition with games like Dead Cells, but it doesn't exist, right?
But I think it's going to be a different sort of team. There's not the multiplayer aspect, and
true,
like the Division 2, for instance. By the way, Division, they tried to do the same dev streams, but I watched a few of them, and I went, they didn't give you the same access that DE were offering. Almost open book from DE.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, does the Division 2 still function? Does it still operate?
I think they've had their final content patch, but it's still running. Apparently okay now. It's pretty good, but it's just the time, really. And the fact that they seem to have actually worked out what's happening in the real world and put it into a video game 2 years before it happens. But
so
the last point, that was from just Pablo's World. So yes, and we're not going anywhere. Just want to let everyone know. We're probably going to keep doing this. In fact, no other game has inspired me to do. I mean, look at it. I'm playing VR in the thing as we record a podcast, and I've made animation videos. I'm learning more stuff and things. No other game has inspired me as much as this to this level that Warframe has. And everyone else, everyone else might go, and as Xeno said, to make money. We may be sad. We may be behind the curve. We might not be popular. It might come down to just 2 people watching us each week. Then it'll be 2 people watching 2 idiots talk about Warframe, and that's what it'll be. We're just going to keep on trucking. Anyway, move on to other people. So Gustav Zero. I wanted to participate in the 10 o'clock, but I don't know if you guys play on PC, PS4, or Xbox. We play on PC primarily. If you are interested in playing with some people who are on console, I would point you in the direction of Cephalon Squared, 2 lovely chaps who do play on console for Warframe. Sadly, as we said, we do have jobs and things. We can't play on console. When was the last time you played it on Switch? No, it just can't. So, but then it's interesting. The next person said, Griffson, I'd love to play with you guys. I play on PC though. So do we. So do we.
Yeah.
I think there's a link in the description of this video to Xeno's Discord, which some helpful person did list on this comment on when they put it. Sorry, I can't remember your name, but well done, that clever person. Go in the description of the video, find a link to Xeno's Discord, which is the back of Xeno's fridge, and there'll be lovely people who will talk to you there. And you could even talk to Xeno or myself about playing Warframe, and we like playing Warframe. So
one thing I'll also point out is Frameface, that our clan, we are open to having people join us. We purged a load of people during the event.
For the last,
so if people want to join on PC, we're down for it.
Definitely. We need people, Xeno needs his gold trophies, people.
I need my fucking gold trophy!
He was a bit worried he wasn't good at this time. He's like, "LOZ, we're playing this event. We're getting the score now. We must get score. Find people.
Now,
we'll get people. I'll phone up people and I'll get score. Need trophy."
And we got the trophy. And it looks swank in the the trophy room.
Anyway, Agent Oracle, I'm thrilled they read my comment. Well, all comments will be read. Some will be read out, but every comment will be read.
Yeah.
As for liches, it takes about 3 to 4 hours of total game time to kill a lich on average, but real life means it can take 2 weeks of nibbling at the annoyance. I had one lich on one planet for about a month because I just couldn't be asked and nothing required I visit Ceres until she sold my ribbon. Then she had to die.
So I've been doing the YouTube shorts, and one of them is bloody lich stole my ribbon. Yeah, she had to die.
Thumbs up that one. Right, there we go. Anarchy Gaming. In my perspective only, during the operation, I solely played with Bone Widow since the changes to it. I actually been having more fun with the Exalted Sword than the Holy Grenade Launcher. That is the Arquebex?
I think it's just Arquebex.
Arquebex. My teammates, even though they were clannies, didn't give me a hard time about it. In fact, we usually were running 2 Bone Widows and no one was complaining. And we do like to complain. Smiley face. So,
are you British too?
We do like complaining. Char Dan Sierra Vitriol.
Ooh, Char.
I feel LOZ's pain at the lack of a pile bunker, like a big drilled hole through my heart.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed. Also, I now know why those tiny vids of Xeno's have been looking like he's recorded as if he's the stereotypical granddad trying this TikTok-y thing.
Yeah. What? Because Joey's bullied me into doing it. Yeah.
There we go. Well, that's what Char said, so I thought I'd pass it on to you. Hi, Jar.
Hi.
Nick Evans. Hi, I can do one. Oh, so this is to do with how many liches that they do. I can do one a day if I have the spare time. Usual time is roughly 3 hours. I'm definitely not a hardcore tryhard, though. Not anymore. Used to be. That's why I still do. Ooh, let me just put the. That's why I still do silly things to see if I can do them, but I prefer to relax. So still, I'm gonna have to try myself at trying to kill a lich that quick. 3 hours. I mean, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can do it between 2 to 4 hours.
And last point, we were talking about if corpus liches could.
I just wanted to point out, you are aware that Nick Evans is Thalian, yeah?
But he's not called Bird. Whatchamacallit Giant Super Frame. Prime.
Moving on. I've told you this so many times. Moving on.
But it's not a bird pun. You need to be a bird
Thalian
pun.
bird pun it up.
Bird pun it up! Last point is from Cab Joseph, who pointed out that we were thinking about if you could have your Grineer Lich and your Queenpin fight it out. But they ruined that dream because sadly, if you think about it, because liches and things are on a separate mission on the node, you'd never do and even if the corpus and Grineer lich is intersected on the same node, they'd be different options on the node. And this made me sad.
Yeah, but if you've got but if you've got a converted lich, you can still do it.
No, yeah, but there's a meme for that. You'll see. You've got a meme for that coming. There's for how pointless that would be. I've got you a meme.
Actually, so one thing I discovered. Some of the footage right now is me doing Steel Path stuff on Phobos, and
very tiny for me.
Well, just ignore how tiny it is. But one thing I found really interesting is when I was doing one of the missions, I encountered 3 acolytes in one mission. So acolytes are really readily hunting you down, sort of thing, during the missions. I actually love that. I thought it was excellent.
Fair enough.
Loz is like, what's the point of that? I was like, well, yes, I'm totally down for having liches and queenpins at the same time. It needs to happen. DE, fix it. Fix it.
I'm grabbing my camera now. That's bad. I've decided to put the camera in front of me so that way I can actually see what I'm doing, so I can actually try and be more animated. But then if I grab in front, I grab the camera. So I've got to be very careful on that. Right, that's it for my comments. We're done. Let's move on.
Cool. So on to the memes. 1 through 10.
Meme number 1.
Oops. Yes. Good. Wait, open. Yeah.
I don't see a meme.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. There.
There's a meme. So, meme number 1. Me. Oh, no, you don't. When Stalker spawns, but he targets your newbie. Stalker is a leopard putting his paw on a gazelle. Master rank 5. Do you have any idea how fucked you are?
I'm pretty sure that's a deer.
Could be a deer. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not quite sure why a leopard and a deer are.
I think the term would be a doe, no matter what it is, or but still, yeah. Or is that a female?
Or fucked.
Fuck. I don't know. Yes. Anyway, that poor animal though.
Yeah. Number 2.
Meme number 2. By the way, in the whole, I wasn't very impressed with my options between the memes this week, so I tried my best. Anyway, by the way, I keep forgetting to say. So all these memes, by the way, are on the Meme Frame subreddit. Normally, they give you some amazing memes every week. Do check them out. So that's r/memeframe, the subreddit on Reddit. Everyone should be on Reddit right now to buy stonks. All the stonks.
Yeah.
All the time. So, based on my experience here, Master Rank 20 plus. All right, to get Rhino, we need to defeat the Jackal and get the Neuroptics, system, and chassis. But before that, then we'll go here, but get some of that. You'll have to install reactors, buy some of this, and get that. Farm your first prime, then we'll go get some formers, and then we'll go get this, and get that. Master Rank 3. The corner.
Yep.
You confused.
Good old cheetah.
Yep. I don't know why the first ones were cheetah-based memes, but that's why I had to pick something.
No, the first
right,
one,
number 3.
First one was a leopard.
Oh yes, well, animal cat-based things, cats. There was some. Okay, sometimes the meme frame subreddit goes on these sort of unique things, and then they were doing this thing this week where they put like 4-panel pictures, and there'll be pictures, and you have to kind of guess what frame it is. And I'm like, that's not a meme. It's like, there'll be like someone doing the Mortal Kombat get over here. It's like, yeah, it's Valkyrie. I mean, yeah. And then it's like, oh, look, all these toxiny ones. Okay, that's fine. They kind of do it once a year. It just anyway.
Weird.
Anyway, meme number 3. What have we got here? We got road work ahead from Teshin. Your weapons make music, and the enemy calls for a song. Octavia. Well, I sure hope so. I mean, rather angry.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, meme number 4. Ah, yes, here we are. This is the one. Le meme. Yes.
Oh, I've seen this one.
Liches when you fight them.
Yeah.
Liches when you convert them.
Yep.
So that's why you can't have your Corpus Lich fighting your Grineer Lich.
Yeah.
Because it's that versus that. I mean, yeah. True that.
Yep.
Meme number 5. He should have stayed. I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space! 10 minutes into space.
Isn't that Red Alert 3?
Yes. Yep. There we go. Capitalism in space.
Yep.
Tis the corpus. And the final meme of this week. Yes. I only found one of these.
Oh my God.
Yes. Hey, kiddo. Did you know that 1% of the population owns 70% of the platinum in the Origin system? Birdie meme. Get in there.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Xeno's been sending me some of these. Some brilliant. I'm like, yes, a Warframe one.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I did actually catch this, like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes before we started. But still, absolutely.
Oh, well. Right. Anyway, that is it for the memes of the week. Do you want me to put the time down?
No, I'll put the time.
Okay, cool. So next I'm doing. Oh no!
What?
My Twitter is it not logged in? It's in light mode, so it's all white, like here, like blindingly white. You can't see it, but there's like a special hovering computer screen here with my burningly white Twitter on.
So you're blind.
Like dark theme. I could look down. I could just look down on my chest, and that's also white. So
anyway, moving on.
Where my legs go?
So our first community shout out for this week is Umbra by Strunvoken.
Umbra. Get in mind. No, it's really good. I really love that picture. The juxtaposition between the shade of his front and the glowing moon behind is very cinematic. No, I really like it.
I'm not quite sure if that's what juxtaposition means, but okay.
The difference between two things.
Okay. So the
I'll look that up later.
Well, no, I mean just like comparing the Warframe and the moon is like the juxtaposition. I'm like, those are two completely different things.
I think, I think juxtaposition could be used, but it's like it's not that this contrast would have just been fair enough word. I don't think. Yeah.
So the second community shout out is this Pink Excalibur commission by Lotus Shim 554. We haven't seen a Lotus Shim in absolutely fodonkadonks, so I had to include this one.
Makes me sad though.
Why?
Well, that would be the Corpora Excalibur with the Grax Excalibur helmet, and I do know that signed and I own it, and it's pink.
That's the problem. It's pink. Hey, it's whatever the person paying wants.
But
it's pink.
It's pink.
I saw that coming. Right.
Third. No.
We're moving on. We know you're going to be stuck here for like 3 hours. Moving on. The third community shout.
But it's pink.
Third community shout is not pink. Right. Third community shout out is entitled Catch by Cabrito Sentado. So this is actually a 4 fans by fans design, And yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. You could own it on a t-shirt. So
where if I wanted that on a t-shirt, where would I go, Xeno?
Well, you would go into the description below, find the link to the Twitter post, and then on the Twitter post there is a link to the For Fans by Fans.
Oh,
yeah,
there we
go.
go.
Right. So the fourth community shout out is Holds Zaku Very Gently by Valdemar.
He's a little too happy.
A little too happy. No, no. This is adequate amount of excitement.
He's very happy. Very happy.
It's good happy.
It's good happy.
It's good happy.
Very happy.
Yeah, very happy, but good happy. Right.
Very good happy.
And then we've got the
not crazy at all. No. Not evil smile. Good happy.
The fifth community shout out is Sarin Prime by Lungnut. I always want to say Lugnut, but it's actually Lungnut.
Lugnut.
No, lung. Huh? Lungnut.
My lungs?
Yes. It's a nut in your lung.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you want to say Lugnut?
I want to say Lugnut.
But it's Lungnut.
But it's Lungnut.
I got you. Thought you said it was Lunnut, but that's fine. Yeah. That's awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
That art.
Right.
Yeah, I wish, man, maybe if there was a collection, a gallery of all of the helmetless Warframes, because they always are really good. Really
I will say this feels very inspired by Darika. Loz is like, who? And like, moving on. And then last...
I don't think they're in my book, so I'll go, oh, yes, of course, yes. Very good, yes.
And our last but not least is Yudiko versus Neth by Underground Wub Master.
You dream of glitter and gold. My heart's already been sold. Baby, you're so cruel. My diamonds leave with you.
Yep.
Yudiko versus
Neth. If you look in,
we'll get it. Yes.
Yeah. If you look in the post below, she says how I think Wub is a she. I'm not entirely sure. Wub says that they have Yudiko is quite hench in her.
In my heart, Yudiko is buff as fuck, and if Neffy wants to look down on her, he needs a ladder.
Yep. There you go. So I love that last piece.
Sorry, the next reply. Oh, buff Yudiko. I never knew I needed something until it came around.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's it for the community shoutouts. And now it's time to end the episode. Could you take the time for the quote? And then I will get ready to start a reading. Maybe I should just write down the time because I wasn't going to... Yeah. I didn't think this through.
What?
Well, I was, could you take down the time and then I'll start reading the quote, but then you've got to listen, so I might as well just written down the time. Do you want to get rid of your keyboard? Cool. Right. You ready?
I don't even need to look. I know that I'll do it now.
Yep. You ready?
So just go to swap into this. Yes.
Okay. I've seen a lot of weird shit in my day, but I ain't never seen a one-legged Kuvalich. I've seen me a Kuvalich with half a torso, and I seen me a lich with 3 arms. I've even seen a lich with no brains at all, but I ain't never seen a one-legged lich. And I've been to Adaro.
Dumbo, is it?
Huh? Dumbo?
I've never seen a horse fly.
No.
Oh, okay. But I've been to Adaro. Sci-fi?
No.
Old?
No.
Tricky. Genre?
Action, adventure, comedy.
Ooh, set in
One day.
What was the year it was released, or was it older than this? Sorry,
2007.
2007. Action adventure comedy from 2007. Oh, action adventure comedy. Action adventure. Not a spy action adventure comedy, is it?
Nope. I can read you the original quote.
Yeah, go for it.
I've never seen. So I've seen a lot of weird shit in my day, but I've never seen a one-legged stripper. I've seen me a stripper with one breast, and I seen me a stripper with 12 toes. I've even seen a stripper with no brains at all, but I ain't never seen a one-legged stripper. And I've been to Morocco.
I ain't got a clue. What is it?
Planet Terror.
I've never seen it.
Oh, that's good. So
yes, Machine Gun Leg.
Yes.
Seen the trailer.
Yeah, it's what's it called? She's got like an M16. Is it an M16 or an M4? What's it called? For the lower half of one of her legs. Yeah. It's weird as hell, but it's you know, your standard Robert Rodriguez craziness. Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
That is the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I've hit the thing.
Oh no.
What do you mean? Oh no.
There's no me.
No, there is no you. But there
no
is
me anymore.
There is people.
People have to wait till next week to see me again. There's people. There's beautiful people. You're right.
Yeah.
Very beautiful people these days.
Yeah, very beautiful.
If I want to be a beautiful person, how do I become a beautiful person, Xeno?
Go to patreon.com/Xenogellion or kofi.com/Xenogellion. And you know, help support the channel with some money.
Actually, interesting. You don't just support this channel. You support two channels in one go. You support Tenno and Xenogellion's channel to produce awesome content. Why am I doing hand motions? They can't see me. I've got my camera in front of me now, and I'm good at doing it now, so I've got hand motions. And I'm like, ooh, and it's pointless. But yes, and I assume there's links in the description of this video how to obtain both of those points.
Yep. Say goodbye, Loz.
And every dollar, we'll go with dollars. Every unit of currency sent to it is used to improve and produce more shows, yes?
Yep. Every dollar goes into the production of a show.
And it helps. So it would be great if you could, though only support if you can. Yep. And there's things for people. All right, there we go.
Say goodbye,
Let
Loz.
us go away. Bye, Loz. We'll see everyone next week. Woohoo.